that wind out here is like a tornado. But that fence ain't moving. We've done well with that. Let's move on to something else. See you in a minute. It's really windy out here today, and I don't know whether you can see, but my hot tub room there, the roof blew off. Look, all that quarter panel blew off the other day in this wind, and all the rain was getting in there. So I had to repair that yesterday. Let's show you. And I got this off Facebook for £1 a length, which was ideal. So that's what I was doing yesterday. It wasn't as windy as this yesterday, but let's go inside anyway. I've got some more stuff to do, tinker about with, but I'll just show you some a package I've got, some little cars which I'm going to restore. So let's have a look at them. Less windy inside. Right, okay, here we are in the kitchen. Just going to drop a tea. Get that out of the way. Right, I'll show you the biggest one first. Again, this is for the Reliant Regal van, and I've ordered and brought one of these, which is an aluminium or aluminum, depending where you are in the world, radiator. I have got the original still, but this is actually for a Mini. They did make them for Reliant Regal, and I think they was about 100, 120 quid, something like 130 quid. But this one's for a Mini. I got this off of eBay, and I've asked, apparently it does fit. It might need to make some brackets up for it, but it's the right size anyway. And again, totally aluminium, going to be lovely that to fit. And that was only £49 off of eBay, so I thought that was a bargain really. So that will be one of the last things I've actually bought at the moment. The only thing I've got to get now, as far as I know, is a, what's it called, an alternator. What did you say, Sharon?
A life.
Get a life, she said. Oh, cheeky me. Come here.
No.
Why? She don't want to come here because she's in her 90. And that right? Yeah. Unbelievable. Right, so that's that anyway. And I've also got this box of little die-cast cars, which are going to be obviously choosing. I'm not going to be restoring probably all these. I don't know. I bought them as a job lot sort of thing. So we'll see what we got here. Right, so let's start unpacking these. Again, I haven't seen these, so... And I vaguely just saw a picture. I don't normally like to buy these off of eBay, but again, depending on what time of the day, or night rather, that you go on there, you can get some bargains, and hopefully that's what I've come out with. Like I say, I don't know what half of these are. Some of these I'm definitely not going to be using. They're probably modern ones. That's modern crap. I don't need that. And what's this one here? Oh, this is interesting. This is a Ford Sierra 2.3 gear. Has it got the year on there? But I don't think it's a Matchbox. No, it's not a Matchbox, I don't think. I don't know what it is, but again, might be worth restoring. I only do sort of Matchbox type cars or whatever, but there's one there. Probably will have a look at restoring. That can go out to the rubbish. Well, I say rubbish, it's worth keeping things like this, because if you strip these down, then again, because I haven't got any spares or whatever, the wheels and the bars to the wheels could come in handy. You could use them on the different cars, or when you customise something or whatever. So what else have we got here? As I say, there was supposed to be quite a few. Well, I say quite a few. I didn't buy many of them, but there should have been some Matchbox cars in here. Some which I've probably got already. What's this one here? Ford Focus. Again, that's a Hot Wheels. Again, but I mean, that's the sort of thing which I wouldn't really bother restoring, because it's in pretty good condition anyway. So that's not going to be restored. And then you've got the older looking ones, things like this. Now, is this a Matchbox? Yeah, that's a Ford pickup. Again, it's missing a grille at the front. Oh, get a phone shower. But again, could be handy for spares or spare bodies or whatever. So that may get looked at. Let's put them over there, which ain't going to be restored. Oh, this is one, but oh, that's a shame. It ain't got the. It's a Corgi. I've not done a Corgi yet, but again, very similar. I'm missing the hood or the bonnet, and that's one I did want. A Ford Capri there, as you can probably see. I do like the old Ford Capris. That could be restored. Well, I don't know whether you can buy a spare bonnet for that. We'll have a look at that. I know there are plenty of part shops out there who supply reproduction parts or whatever. So again, yes, that will probably be restored. So let's open another one. Interesting, I do like getting parcels and packages. But as I say, 9 times out of 10, when you're looking on YouTube at eBay, you can't really see the condition or what they fully are from the pictures that people send. Again, another one I'm not really interested in. What's this here? That's a Ford Fiesta apparently, but again, it's a race trim run. Not really interested in that. I think this is one of the ones that I was interested in. Is this a Matchbox? I should have my bling glasses on. I can't see what that one is, but again, it's a police car, Ford Fiesta there, as you can probably see. It's that sort of thing's in need of restoration. That's not play well, it's play worn, but the door's open on this one as well. Look, although they're very floppy, the spring inside's probably come off, so we'll put that one there as well. Again, modern car. This looks like an Astra or something. Is it always a Ford Focus? No, another Ford Focus there. No interest to me. It's got no age to it, and it's also in good condition. And again, we're not paying a lot of money for these, although if you look on eBay for Matchbox cars, especially the older ones, they're going up to 35, 40 pounds and 40, you know, stuff like that. Ridiculous. This is this is the one this is the one I actually bought the car for. This is an RS2000 Ford Escort, and it's okay. I don't like all these bright stickers on it, so this is one I will sort of be doing a custom resto on. For example, things like the grills, I'll be putting the silver on the headlight. They just black everything out of the front there, as you can probably see, but I will be putting the little silver lights in there, or white lights or whatever. Number plate could be yellow. Has it got indicators on it? Yeah, you've got indicators on the bumper there, which you probably can't see. And also putting the light colours on the back as well. It has got a towing hook on it. The glass is all there, and it's in pretty good condition, as I say, apart from them stupid stickers. No one really wants them on it. So I'll do that to a standard factory RS2000. Maybe, I think they got a graphic down the side as well, if I remember rightly. So yeah, that one is definitely going to be restored, and that's the reason why I bought this pack in the first place. So the last one in here, it's probably no good. I think it's another Ford Focus, is it? Yeah, another Ford Focus, I think, by the looks of it. Again, those are not really of any interest to me. You can't really do much to them. I forgot about this one I've got. This is a Vanguard's Dolomite Sprint. I do like the Vanguard's cars. I think they're very well detailed. Probably more for display as opposed to for playing. I bought this because I did have a Dolomite Sprint back in the 80s and I loved it. Mine was white originally, and I actually sprayed it myself. No, I didn't, sorry. I done all the bodywork on it, and I took it to a company back in the early 80s who used to spray cars called Texan, if I remember rightly, in London. And they done a deal where they used to bake the paint on, if I remember rightly, years ago now, to say 1982, I think this was, 83. And I changed it to Carmine Red, if I remember rightly. But I have got another one of these, which is, again, in immaculate condition. I actually bought this one because it's actually damaged. Can you see on the side there? I don't know if you can see that or not, but someone's broken the wing mirror off and had to go at replacing it and made a right dog's ear of it. So you can buy replacement mirrors for these, but I thought what I'm going to do is to strip it down. It's very well detailed, the cars, as you can see that. Look at the back there, look, I think you see that? How well detailed that is, and also the front grille as well. So reproducing that sort of fine detail is going to be a bit of a challenge. And also they've got this stud thing on the bottom. I don't know if you can see this, I'll show you. That thing, I'm not too sure how that actually will come out. I may have to lever that up and find out. That's obviously where the fixing is, or is it just a cover or what, I don't know. So if anybody's got any idea about these Vanguard's cars, how they come apart, let me know before I actually do this. Because as I say, this little damage on the side there, I was just going to smooth it over. You can, as I say, I've seen a pair of these wing mirrors for sale. I don't know, I might get it on there, but I was thinking of actually spraying this and doing it in the Carmine Red, the same as the one I actually had back in the 80s, which I would like. The only thing is with these, you've got the box here, and in there is a certificate of this one's number 2,924 of only 5,500 ever produced, sort of thing. So because it's damaged, as I say, I think I will be probably doing that. But they are very well detailed, these cars, and I do like them. Look at even got a registration number on there as well. Look, if you can see that. Oh, you're back, baby. Come say hello to everybody. Go on. So, baby's here now. What do you think of my cars, baby?
Pink Pig's here.
I said I was going to buy you a new car. You can have any car in the showroom. Look.
What one do I want?
What one would you have? Put the Dolomite Sprint there. Look. Yeah, I've just had a look. The lighting's not very good in the kitchen, but what would you have, baby? Come on.
I'm looking.
Out of all these cars, they're full focuses.
It's got to be.
The Dolomite Sprint. Our red Dolomite Sprint. We used to go about in that in the early 80s, didn't we, baby?
Tropicana.
Club Tropicana blurring out on the CD. That's not CD, didn't have CDs then.
Tape.
On the tape. No, tape deck, wasn't it?
Look at me here.
Did we have CDs in the early 80s? I can't remember.
No, we didn't have it. It was a tape, I remember.
Tape, of course it was. We had my old man had a Sierra.
That's a Sierra as well, isn't
Yeah.
that one? Didn't we have a Sierra? Didn't we?
No, my dad had one.
Oh no, we had the Granada.
So all these are going to be done, but as I say,
what's this?
that's an RS2000.
Oh, I should have had that, shouldn't I?
No, that's the one. That was always the competition. The RS2000 was always the competition with the Dolomite Sprint. This was the more popular car in the rally. As a rally car. This was my favourite. I wanted one of these when I was about...
And what did you sell it? Why did you sell it?
Because we got married, baby.
Isn't that lovely?
I had to sell my pride and... I wanted one of them ever since I was 14 years old.
But look what you got.
My dad had a Triumph. I've got an old bleating relic now.
I've lasted a lot longer than that car.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not out there no more.
Giving you more pleasure than that car.
Well, I don't know about that.
I've given you 3 children. That car couldn't do that.
Hey.
We've now given you 6 grandchildren. Car couldn't do that.
I love that car, and I've looked for it.
I love you.
I love you, baby.
That car didn't. It was
Like
just a car.
Yes, it did.
Just a car.
I had the cylinder head off
That's
of
what he
that.
tells me when I get attached. I'm like, it's just a car.
No, Sharon, this wasn't just a car. This is part of our growing up. If you let me tell you,
You make me sound like I grew up with you.
my
It's like,
old man had Triumph 1300 back in about 1977, something like that. And he always looked at the top of the range all the time, and he always wanted a Dolomite Sprint. He never did get one. And at the time, he said, "You never own one of them." He said, "At your age, when you like," I said, "I'll have one by the time I'm 21." I said to him. He said, "You won't do." He says, "Because the insurance is too
what
dear."
a wonderful man he was.
And we went down to a showroom once in Man-Egerton down in Putney.
Main-Egerton.
Was it Putney Bridge Road, was it? Can't. Anyway, Fulham Road, was it? I can't remember. Anyway, we went in there and looked at a brand new one. It was a russet brown one. Didn't like the colour, and it had the beige interior seats. And the old salesman come over, and I thought, oh, my old man's going to buy one. I think at that time, that was about £6,500 new. And I remember looking at one. Anyway, cut a long story short, he never did get one. And I said to him, I'll have one by the age of 21. And that was to say about 1978, and I actually got one in 1982, and I think I was 21, wasn't I? 20 or 21.
Very
20.
comfortable car.
20, yeah, it was a very comfortable car. And
Walnut dash.
Walnut veneer. And all the cars, like the RS2000s and the early Escorts and all that, that's what the classic car market got hold of recently, and they're out for 50 grand and stuff like that. But the Dolomite Sprints, you could still pick them up relatively cheap, but now... People have now realised that the Sprint was a classic car of the era, and it was a fantastic performing car, to be honest with you. As I say, that was one of its main competitions, and against the handling of that, it didn't do very well. But acceleration-wise, this was 0 to 60 in about 8.6 seconds or something like that. And it was the first production car to have a 16-valve cylinder head.
And it had overdrive.
I
remember that little switch overdrive. Not that I could drive then.
But before that, I had I had 2 Triumph 1500s. One was a front wheel drive, then there was a rear wheel drive. Then I went up the motorbike, so I had the Fizzy, the RD250 DX. Then I had a 350 LC. And then I had to sell my favourite bike of all time again, the 350 LC. Again, because of you. Then I got the Dolomite Sprint, because I passed my test. And that insurance at the time, I can't remember, was it about 600 quid, I think, wasn't it? 500 quid? Which was a lot of money back then, but nothing to today's standards. Anyway, it's probably relative anyway. So, yeah. So there's my Dolomite Sprint, baby.
It would be, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Because
and I remember we belted along. We actually got it up to 120 miles an hour. I had to take the cylinder head off it. Why did I take the cylinder head off it? Oh, because I was going to fit a fast road cam and all that to it. That's right. And I took the head off of it. We fitted a fast road cam. Did we sort the linkage out in the carburetors? And also the distributor vacuum advance, because when I first bought this Dolomite Sprint, as I say, it was white. And I've done all the reading up with all the things saying it really accelerates pretty fast. And when I got it, I thought, well, that's not very fast. Anyway, cut a long story short, after a few months, what had happened was, started trying to find out why it wasn't as peaky as what I thought it was. And we ended up stripping down a distributor, and the advance weights, which fling open in the back of the bottom of the distributor under the points setup, they were stuck in the maybe half open
boring me now.
half open position. And we managed to free them up until they flung out. Anyway, done the timing, went in it, floored it in first gear. I could not believe how fast it accelerated compared to what it was before. So yeah, the little vacuum advance weights in the distributor had seized up and they weren't flinging open when you accelerate. So basically it wasn't altering the timing to the acceleration. And did it really perform after that? And I always wanted to put a set of twin Webbers on it. I never managed to do that. Probably would have been far too expensive to run anyway, because it was a work transport car sort of thing. And yeah, I sold it to get married to my little baby. Anyway, I think I've gone... Eh?
Who gave you babies?
Who gave me baby? Come here, baby. Come and say ta-ra to everyone anyway.
Do you want to see Barney?
No, not Barney. Oh, show them what we've got to do. Get that lead thing. Don't get that lead thing. Because I'm sure the people watching this may wonder why we haven't done we don't normally do sort of review videos and stuff like that, but we've taken this one on because Barney, when we take him out, he's an old boy now, but he pulls like a blinking Dolomite Sprint. Yeah? Shall, doesn't he?
He's lovely. I love that.
He pulls like a Dolomite Sprint. And Bryson, the big fella, he's all right.
He's an old man.
We got an email from this company here called Canny Collar, and they proposed to have a system, which is this, where you can take any dog that pulls and the dog will not pull. Now, we've had Barney pulling for about 10 years, Sharon, haven't we?
Let's get him up.
Bring him up here, baby. Come on. Haven't we?
How
We've
can
had
you
him.
not
Look,
love
this
it?
is going on your snout, and then you're going to be pulled along like that, like a blinking train. Is that in the... Hold on, Sharon. My picture there.
I'm not interested. You don't want to see barnacles.
Yeah, let's lift it up a bit, look.
Say, I love yours. I love
And then there's Bryson, so I'll lift him up, Sharon.
Yeah, go on.
No, I can't lift him up. I'll ride him instead. Look, I'm on him now, look. So you're going to have to get the use of a Canny Collar.
Because
right?
you're a little puller.
We have not even opened it yet. We've been so busy, as you probably know, with this lead. What is this? Just
yeah,
the lead?
that's for you.
Is
Yeah,
this
that's
a lead
the
or
lead.
a collar combination?
That's the lead. Listen to me, man.
All right, baby. I think it's a lead and collar.
It's a lead.
All right, Sharon.
There's the collar.
So they actually got different sizes for different dogs and all that. So this probably wouldn't fit Bison. So he doesn't pull anyway, Sharon, does he? Oh, Barney. What's the matter? Don't put him down. You're making him uncomfortable, Sharon.
You got caught in a jump.
So that's what we've got coming up as well.
I said, well, you want to get in at
Because we want to do a bit more exercise as well. So we're going to be going out walking. Oh, saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell.
All right, we've got to go. The phone's going. See you in a minute. Bye for now.